I was listening to Michael Savage last week, and I heard him spend about 20 minutes when I was driving home ranting about how they hate life, they hate money, they hate wealth in anybody's hands but themselves. They giggle, they laugh, how he called them curly-haired, Coke bottle, highly intelligent deviants. They're almost nihilist or like Loki saboteurs. Even the minions that serve the system know enough of the evil, but they almost cheerlead it, and they hate beauty, and they love macabre disease. I mean, what are these creatures?
What you've got is an institutionalized sadomasochistic society, and this is well proven with scientific studies on dictators and all those who follow and obey the dictators. At the Nuremberg trial, for instance, they found out that all of the officers immediately around Adolf Hitler still adored him up until their deaths. They thought he was a god, pretty well. And in a ranking system of authority, the psychopath admires the one with more power above them and despises the lesser beneath them, so he's sadistic to the one beneath him. And you have a deviant sadomasochistic system in operation today, with everything that comes from deviancy, including into the perversions of the sexual area too. That's rampant today. It's taught today, in fact, as a new normal. Winning is normal now. Defeating people. If you're defeated, there's no such thing as well done. You did your best. They literally despise you. They hate you. They want to destroy you. And if you grovel to them for help, they will destroy you. That is the system we're in. You've got a generation raised on power. All a youngster will see today is the video games with the biggest monster beating all the rest, and that's what he admires. When he grows up, he wants to be on the winning team. All he sees are the cops and all the cop movies with authority, machine guns, attack helicopters, that kind of stuff. That's what turns him on. That's what he sees as being the normal to survive, to win. And that's what he becomes, basically. If you're not one of those, you're one of the ordinary civilians, as it's called, even in the movies.
They show them the archetypal, torturing beast and say, this is the new hero.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the male model, not a loving, caring, intelligent male who fights if they have to, but is a inventor and a teacher and someone who has depth. No, they're teaching the young males, be a mindless idiot, be a thug, you will have power. We'll be back with Alan Watt. Stay with us. All right, your calls are coming up in the next hour. I think the reason this radio show has been so successful is the guests, the information, the analysis, the films, the news websites, but also I am frantic. I've always telegraphed a sense of urgency because I'm genuinely feeling it. And when Alan Watt and many others I respect, of course I could feel it in my gut and see it intellectually as well, said the quickening is now here a few years ago. You're going to see an acceleration. It's one thing to psychologically and intellectually coldly understand we're going into the big plunge, but it's another thing to actually now be living it and experiencing it, going down this slide as it accelerates. Alan Watt, getting more into the oil spill and what you believe is behind that, and now where all of this is going to go, what your intel is on Iran. They're openly saying they're going to attack it now, just brazenly hiding it in plain view. Go over that for us.
Well, we know that the attack on Iran is a continuation of the same policy of the Project for New American Century. They listed the countries they wanted to attack when they were in collusion with Israel, starting with, they said Afghanistan for the States, then Iraq, and followed by Iran, and then Syria. They have never veered off this agenda. And the Israeli papers have actually printed this many times over, the same sequence. So that's an ongoing policy regardless of the changes of House. And as Jefferson said, when you see the same policies going through, even though the House of Congress has changed with a new party, he said, then know then that you're under tyranny. Well, we've been seeing the same policies for many, many Houses changes, and the same policies go ahead regardless. Into the scientific socialism, as I said, where experts will guide our every move, everything that we do, even if we're born And that's what it's all about. The Gulf idea, they need a catastrophe. They needed a catastrophe. Same as the 9/11, the New American Century said, we need something on the scale of Pearl Harbor to motivate the American public behind a war. And bang, down go the towers and we're off to war. They needed something because the people were not falling for the global warming scam. There was too much exposed about their fake statistics and so on. They weren't going for this carbon taxes at the Copenhagen meeting, and so they needed something of a crisis to push it through, and bingo, you get this spill in the Gulf, and sure enough, they're using this as an excuse to start limiting energy and so on. They've just put £300 extra taxes on every air flight going out of Britain to make up supposedly for the coming energy shortages as they see it. This is all part of the same thing.
Yeah, how does a tax make up for that? I mean, how does a tax make up? And of course, that was part of the Copenhagen Treaty, is this new global authority with carbon taxes on flights. And Obama is saying we've got to pass the carbon bill. You know, this tax will fix it. And then all the evidence is they've been blocking the relief. The people on the well were given orders by BP that they said would cause this spill to happen. I mean, this is more and more they're doing everything in plain view. Why do you think we've had them come out and admit that the CIA is putting out fake bin Laden videos in the Washington Post, in the Spy Talk column, which is an official CIA, I mean, Washington Post is admittedly CIA run, and that's the spy column, you know, about spooks every week. They admitted that there. They come right out on Fox and admit, yes, we grow the opium. Why, Alan, when we come back, are they just suddenly admitting everything? I mean, it's just incredible. Alan Watt, whole next hour with us, final hour, and your phone calls. Dan, Al, Aaron, Monica, JD. About 15 minutes to the next hour, we'll start taking your phone calls. I talked to Jack McClam, Officer Jack McClam, just over the phone last segment, last break. He said he confirmed with his sources the BLM bombing the oil rig.